Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Makoti Are You The One? Guys, finally Utamara, this episode starts off with Utamara. She's washing the windows that they've been asking to wash, the windows that she says she's very good at washing. So while she's washing the dishes, the Umalume comes in. Umalume comes in and is like, listen Tamara, I need to speak to you. When I get and your Mama Zala, you and your mother-in-law, you guys had some sort of fight, so I want to really get the story which who is wrong between you guys. Obviously, guys, Nyamazu Malumu, when he speaks with Utamara, he'll agree with Utamara with what she's saying, and then when he goes and speaks to his sister, he agrees with his sister. So anyway, Tamara says, listen, your sister uyarasa. Like, why must she make a noise when she's speaking? Ndondoni. I'm just like, Tamara has zero filters. Imagine going to your Mama Zala's brother and speaking about your Mama Zala like that. I'm just like, Tamara, obviously, he's gonna go and tell her. I just feel like maybe there could have been another way she could have said it. But listen to Tamara's colored, guys. She has zero filters and she was telling him like exactly how she feels. So Malume ends up saying, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna go and speak to her. And Tamara's like, please, Malume, we need to get this thing sorted out. Please speak to her. Like, I'll even buy you a 24 black label, like a case, yeah, 24 black label, a case here, yeah, black label. Like, if you could sort out this issue. I'm just like, look at Tamara trying to bribe Umalume. And Umalume in his diary session is like, no, I'm not the type that can be bribed. Even if she can bring that 24 yama black label, if she's wrong, she's wrong. I will kick it back to her. And then he laughs. I'm just like, nah, Malume, I know you're trying to I don't know, be neutral on this thing, but I just kind of feel like Umalume doesn't. I feel like he's scared of his sister, and granted, because have you seen Tamara's mother-in-law? I get, guys, later on Gempela, Umalume decides to have a meeting with his sister to say that he spoke with Utamara and these all Kalazo Ziga Tamara. Listen, Tamara also brought up the baby mama issue. Tamara keeps bringing it up. At this point, I am just convinced that Umama likes the baby mama, and that's the only reason why she keeps the baby mama around, because she's saying that Utamara needs to accept the baby mama's gonna come here, the baby mama's gonna sleep over, because the reason why she allows that is so that the child can have a bond with the baby mama. I just feel like that is just saying in Tamara's face to Wuti, like, I don't accept you, because I feel like when a person is about to become your makoti, guys, you must consider their feelings. If they're saying they're uncomfortable with certain things, you can't be saying what you know they must deal with it and don't like, I just don't think that is fair. But we also see Uguti Tamara is planning, or one of the sisters, not Ipideng, the older sister, Tamara's men. It's her birthday, and Tamara, listen, Tamara is willing to take out the two sisters, the girls. She's willing to take them out to the salon to go and do their hair and their nails. I'm like, Shembu Tamara is really working hard to get approval from Umama Zala Wake, but I just feel like I don't ever think she's going to be accepted in that house. But listen, some things you just have to accept, guys. Some things you have to accept, Uguti. You'll never be accepted, and move accordingly. Next scene or next couple, guys, is Utemba and Bridget. Now we know, Uguti, the last episode, Bridget caught Utemba with the other girl, and now there's this whole big commotion. Now people on social media, guys, are not happy with Utemba's parents. They feel like Utemba's parents did not reprimand him enough. They feel like Utemba's stepmother, or let me just say mother, Utemba's mother was not a good mother for telling Bridget which she couldn't go home. I don't get it, you guys, because according to me, I feel like Utemba's mother is a great mother-in-law. I don't wanna lie. And I feel like the advice that she gives Bridget most of the time, not all of the time, most of the time, is solid advice. Now Bridget wanted to go home, guys. She came in, she brought Iskia, and she's like, listen, I'm going home. They've called an Uber for me. And the mother's like, no, you can't just go home. Mama Zalawak is like, no, you can't just go home like that. Your parents or your family dropped you off here. So if you want to go home, we must drop you off as well, because it's going to seem as if, Tina, we're mistreating you and we're allowing you to just live like that. People didn't like that. People just wanted Utemba's mom to just let Bridget live like that. But guys, in all honesty, when you are cultivating a marriage, you can't do things like that. And that's why I'm saying maybe I don't understand the public's view. You can't, like, upon Yes, it's not a small thing that whatever Timber did, but what I'm saying is that every time you guys fight, you can't be wanting to visit your family and running away from the issues in your household. Like, you don't do things like that. The main aim of being married is the fact that you guys are going to be living together, and you need to be able to problem solve with the person in sight. Yes, there are cases where you need your time, you need to breathe, and whatever the case may be, but you can't make it such a frequent thing. And it's so early off in their marriage or in this 21-day process for Bridget to leave, to up and leave and go home. That's number one. Number two, guys, I know Uguti, like, we don't support this thing of telling your family or not telling your family everything that happens within your marriage, but trust in me, I feel like if you really do believe, Uguti, that marriage has capabilities of surviving, by not telling your family everything, you are saving your marriage. Now, she can tell her sister, but she must single out one person that she feels like she trusts, and that person has good intentions towards the relationship and towards her. That person will be able to give her solid advice, even when she's wrong, even when Bridget is wrong. So I feel like Bridget needs to pick out one person, even if it's her sister, and offload to her sister. But you can't be doing that with the whole family, because Sasa, she's going to forgive Utemba, but the family are still going to uphold the very same things that Bridget told her about Utemba. Then she's going to be like, no, my family doesn't want to give Utemba grace. They don't like him and don't. Whereas it will be stuff that she told them. So some things, guys, you just need to be wise about them. So I feel like Utemba's mom is approaching it from that standpoint. Not ukuthi she's, trying to oppress ingane yabantu. Yes, she does have that theme of begazela, because nam begazela and whatnot, but I truly do think Utemba's mom does have Bridget's interest or good interest at heart, because she doesn't take Utemba's side nje kanjalo. But anyway, they have a meeting. Utemba has Utemba's parents have a meeting with them, with both Bridget and Utemba, and then they come up with a plan which, Bridget must not go home. They need to sit down and talk through things, and then Bridget can decide. Guys, now I don't see in Bridget angitholi mina. I don't even understand. If I was her, like, I don't know. And there was a part where she said, Utemba, ukuthi you need to lungisa policy wakho, because, like to say, ukuthi I'm going to harm you. No one must ever get you to that point, guys. There's so many men out there for you, especially when you look at Utemba. I'm just like, nah, Bridget, like, I don't know, but I just have a feeling, ukuthi I don't see Bridget leaving anytime soon. She knows the truth. She sees things for what they are, but I guess maybe she just needs time to process stuff, guys, and then she'll eventually choose herself. But she does say, which, you know what, I am capable of doing 10 times what this man is doing to me. It's just that, like, we are caught, I'm capable of it, but not that I don't have it inside of me. Anyway, okay, guys, next scene we see Uphindile. Guys, one thing about Uphindile, she will clean. Ingati, she came to this whole process. Yeah, Nabeno Tamara, it's like they came to this process just to clean. Uguti, even Tamara's case is even worse. Utamara, her mother-in-law, just wants her to clean. When do they get time to bond as mother and daughter? None of that. No Pindile ne ama okorashanga peli. It's the cleaning that's just never ending, guys. It's a lot. But all I do want to say is that I feel like Upindile is bringing the change within that family that she herself did not see or did not think was possible. Well, according to me, because when she came into this process, shame the way auntie didn't like her. But now there they are. Upindila's guy and the auntie were having like an intimate type of conversation. I got to learn like 2 episodes back, guys, which auntie, she doesn't stay by that house. So the whole cockroach issue thing is not a reflection of how unclean auntie is, because that is the family house, and she only came there to the house because Utemba, because Upindila's man wanted to bring her there. So yeah, so Anyway, we see auntie and Upindile's guy. They are having a moment where they're talking about the family house, which it needs to be fixed and don't. And the guy does say, which you know what, auntie, I appreciate this because normally we don't have conversations like this. And auntie does say, which she is appreciative that Upindile spoke to a man, and yeah, her man was to fix some things or the holes that were in the wall within the house. So I truly do think, which is sometimes, guys, like talking up does help. Sometimes it doesn't help. I guess in Pindile's case, it's working for her because there they are. She's getting along with auntie. Things are going to be done differently. And maybe the family all together are going to have a different view towards the family house. Because if an outsider can see Uti, the family doesn't care about this house, how much, like, it just gives a bad view of the family ngathi nina you guys don't care. So anyway, kudos to Upindile, guys. It looks like she's going to make it out to this 21-day process. The only thing about Upindile, guys, one thing about her, when she cleans Uzoloka, she is going to talk and talk and talk. I'm just like, girl, when do you finish your chores? How long does your chores take you? Because yes, Gan will have an opinion for everything, you guys. Then another scene we see Uzizo and her mother-in-law, guys. I love this relationship, but sometimes I just feel like the mother-in-law, Azizo, she's a bit spicy, but generally I do think she's a good person. Now remember, Uzizo had a problem with the fact that the mother-in-law wanted the children to get baptized all together, meaning that the baby mama was going to have to be there at the baptism of the children. Now, I don't get it with why Uzizo would have a problem with that, because I'm just like, but why wouldn't the baby mama be there? Because that's her child, you know? But Uzizo had a problem with that. I think that it's one of those things of, no, I know there must be a difference. I'm the wife, she's the baby mama. But I'm like, eventually you guys need to come to terms with the fact that you guys are going to be in each other's spaces, especially if the child is still small. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyway, mother-in-law, as she gets a visit from her niece, and her niece gives her advice to say, you know what, maybe separate these children's baptisms. Separate it because this generation is just different. I guess maybe back then in the days, people could swallow their pride and get along with baby mamas. But these days, people don't want that. She even touched on the whole issue of, like, you know, when there's a wife involved, now they say, which baby mama must speak to the wife and not the father of the child. That I don't get altogether, because like, what do you mean? So the niece was saying, which you know, so the baby mama and the wife have differences, so don't force that situation. The baby mama should speak to the father of the child, and yeah, that's how it should be, because they are the people who are parenting the children. So yeah, the advice she gave her was solid, you guys. But I do think Uzizo needs to come to terms with the fact that baby mama's gonna be around. Now, I kind of got to why Uzizo kind of has something towards the baby mama. Because apparently the baby mama would just drop off the child, you guys. Not come in, not greet, not say nothing. I just thought, that's weird. How do you drop off your child at a place where the father of the child is living with another woman, and you don't go greet the woman? You don't, like, guys, like, how confident would you, if you can't respect that woman, how confident are you that that woman is going to treat your child well? Like, guys, I just don't get it. But anyway, I guess they're going to do it that way. I guess ukuthi they're going to do different baptisms, but umama did say ukuthi she is planning on having a meeting with all three of them just to make sure that they clear the air. And I appreciated that from Mama Zala's point of view, that she is looking at the futuristic future of this family, which is the well-being of the children, that in order for the children to grow up in a well and a good and a healthy environment, these parents need to co-parent well. Anyway, guys, let's park it right there, because that is the recap of the latest episode. You tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys on the next one.